Hi, Kathy. How are you? I'm trying to get set up here. Hi, Holly. Can you hear me this morning? Worked out. Hi, Marie. Good to see you. Brenda. Get all these guys on, and it's good to see you guys. Sound okay? I'm going to give everybody since it's just now 10, give them a minute or two. Hi, Marion. Well, I hope your granddaughter likes it. I hope you like it too. In fact, I know you will like it. Hi, Wendy. It is so daggone hot and humid right now. It's driving me crazy. Good morning, Ramona. Are you guys, everybody that's from around here, hot? Did you guys see my poll over on my group that I put, how do you stamp, or why? I've been down here quite a bit the last couple of days, and sitting is killing my back. So I thought I'm going to go to standing. In order to do that, I got to put rice under my table so it'll be up a little higher so I can stand. Um, so I'm gonna be switching my craft room again around just a little bit, the desk part. It's hot all over the country, I think. Wendy, it's hot where you're at too. Goodness. Well, hi Diane. Up early. You're up early. Okay. If everybody wouldn't mind to share the video if you can, and to remember if you share and you share in the comments, your name will go into the drawing for the cards that I'm doing today also. So I'll give 2 cards away, one for everybody that makes a general comment, um, and just so that you make a comment so I know that you're here, and another one for everybody that writes shared, that they shared my video, and I will do a card for that. I did that the last 2 weeks. I am sitting at work. I guess you must not be busy. I'm sitting at work too. Ha ha ha. I'm cutting out. Hmm. I hope we do to get through this video. My computer stopped last night. Thanks, Wendy. Okay. The only thing I gotta say is remember that the bundle promotion is still going on until the 30th. Get extra 10% off of the price of the 10% off in the catalog. And so that's going on August 3rd. There'll be new online exclusives out on the Outlook page, online exclusives. And you can get to those through my store. So anyway, I want you to know that that'll be coming, and there's some good stuff in there too. There's some Christmas, some Halloween. I think there's a fall order, and then some general stuff. So there's going to be some stuff out. So mine doesn't seem like it's cutting out here. Nothing seems to. Maybe I'm talking too fast. Okay, let's see how it works. The StreamYard's like getting on my nerves. Okay, here's the card I'm gonna be doing. So let's pull the card up. Let's put the camera down. It's gonna get blurry for a minute, and then it should straighten up. Hopefully. It's not blurry through my camera. Okay, but it's blurry on my big spot. Uh, it's just blurry to you guys. There we go. I think we got it. Okay, here's the part I'm gonna be doing, and it opens like okay. Is this in my original idea? What do you think? No, it is not. Girl on I've never seen her before, and she doesn't have a lot of followers, so I think she's this. Her name is Nicole Spinato, Spinnato. Hers was quite a bit different in mine in a little way, and but I like the idea of the circle being enclosed and being able to open the funnel. Okay, so we are going to do this, and I am going to be using the stamp that Bill Bloom, which looks like this. Everybody passes it up. Um, if you have it, let me know because I'd be curious about that. I showed it to another demonstrator last night. She goes, I didn't even see that in the catalog. She goes, I must have went right over it because this is what it looks like in the catalog. And they have on this page, they have two little samples made. And, anyway, a lot of people pass it up, and it's simple to use. So I'm going to show you a couple other samples that I did yesterday. I also got this idea, but I did a little bit different from the same lady. I'm going to tell you that it is not my idea. So I was echoing. You know, I brought my phone down, and that's why I put it up to there right next to me. And hopefully that's better. But anyway, that was that one. And then here is another one using the cloud, and that's right here. So that is the stamp set. The only thing I didn't use, there's a little bitty hummingbird right here, which could put down there in the flowers would be cute. But I used the birds and the dragonflies on this card. This card I used, what are they called? I keep them out. Yes, iridescent adhesive bag disc. They had them in Granny Apple Green, which is colors Granny Apple Green and Flirty Flamingo, and then I used butterfly. This one is done in Berry Burst and Coastal Cabana, two colors I never use, but that is them. There's the inside. The inside looks the same. So let's move this over. My sentiments came out of the one I'm doing today came out of So Sincere. The other one came out of Garden, which I used this one and this one on the other samples. Okay, so now that you probably know everything, let's get on to business. Gotta go to business. Let me set that over out of the way. Oh, one thing else I want to mention is I put my class to go out. I moved the date back so you can still um, register for it. It's over on my Facebook group, and I sent an email out about it. But these are the 5 cards that you're going to make. There's one here. It's just a plain little simple card. Here is a fun fold. This is because I love these koi fish. And we have that one. There's another little fun fold, and it opens like that. I did stamp that. It is not DSP. You know, the lady I talked to last night asked the same thing. What DSP is that? And then here's the last card. We'll be doing 2 each of 5 different cards. We'll be making 10 cards. The options are over on my group. And I sent an email out. If you don't receive my emails, put your email in the comments or send me a private message and I'll add you to my email list. Okay, let's get going. What we're going to be using is a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock, folded at 4 1/4. So we got that folded. That's going to be our little bump card. We're going to be using that. We have 3 pieces of 5 1/4 by 4. Forgot to show you the back. There's no place to write here, so I put a piece of the back for writing. So that's why we have 3 pieces. I'll tell you what that's all about. We got a piece of Pretty in Pink that's 5 by 3 3/4. I have 2 pieces of white that's 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. We're gonna be cutting some die cuts. I didn't cut them because I wanna show you how I did it to get these circles and get this. And this piece was a piece of 3 by 3, and I cut this circle out. That one's already cut because that's pretty tight. Okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of these, we're gonna stamp everything else to the side. I bent my paper up, I guess. I don't like that piece of paper. Let me get another one. I have a lot of these cut because that way it can be just a go-to piece. This one will go on my scrap bin. I have a lot of them cut, and that way I don't have to sit and cut them when I use them. And let me tell you, we have to use the E-block on this, and I only have one. I wish I had two. So what I'm gonna do is put my E-block on here. I mean, my stamp on my E-block. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. And this I stamped in. This is basic black, and pretty in pink. I'm gonna get my basic black ink, and I'm gonna stamp. Or, and remember, with your basic black ink, you can give it a rub because it's a felt pad. It won't leave spongy marks. That way, you know you've got it all covered, and then you can add a little heavier. But remember, you only do that with the felt pad. So this is a 4-inch across stamp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line that up right at the bottom and right across the side. And should I put this on a pad? Probably, but did I put it on a pad? No. But I can take my little tool for my stamp and cut and emboss machine and rub that, and then I have my stems. Now I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to use this one piece of paper because it's going to do everything I need it to do today. Okay, so I just knocked my little tool in the floor. So I guess I won't use him. I'll use my fingers. So I'm going to press this. I'm doing 2 of them, but I'm going to be cutting them apart, so I'm not worried about this one to be upside down. It's probably your first time. Oh, she's going to stamp one upside down because y'all know me. Now I'll pick this little dude up off the floor. Put him where he goes. Make sure I got all the black off of that. Okay, I'm gonna move him. We're done with him. I don't know why I think he's a him. He really should be a girl because he's all flowery stuff. Then I'm going to add the flowers. And this is so daggone easy to line up. I was impressed. I'm going to get Pretty in Pink. And therefore I'm going to just, now remember I'm not going to rub it because this is more of a spongy pad and I don't want streaks. So I'm just going to ink it good. Turn this around. You're going to match. You're going to, of course, make sure you've got the little curve part at the top, like this is curved. Right over here in this spot is three little flowers that go together. Three little flowers are right here that you can really pick out on the stamp. So I'm going to line those three little flowers in that group, and then I'm going to make sure on this side everything's lined up. I can move that up or down if I need to. Keep those flowers where they need to go. Stamp down. And there we have a field of flowers. So I'm going to turn it over. I need to do that one more time. So let's turn that over. We're going to match my three little flowers over right here again. Everything looks straight. And we're going to stamp it again. And my glass mat gives, so I really don't worry about having that pad too much, but I surely, with this big of a stamp, want to make sure I get it all stamped. So leave it there a minute and bring it up, and then you have your uh, flowers all stamped. Okay, while I have this ink out, I'm going to do two other things. Get them stamped. We'll stamp our saying later because I'm going to show you how to do those die cuts without making 1,400 cuts. Not really 1,400, but about three. About three. So let's put this up. Now I'm going to bring in my other two pieces right here. And on each one of these, I'm going to stamp a little flower. So I'm going to take my black and make my stems. I'm just going to put that in the corner. Hold it down, let that black get soaked in there. I'm going to do it on this one also. Because one of these is for the inside, one of them is for the back of the card. So leave that on there. We're going to go to my Pretty in Pink. I'm going to line this flower, the little one, with these three little stems that stick up there. We will be using these again. I forgot for one other thing, but we're going to get these out of the way. Okay, those are stamped, and we're going to put those back out of the way. We won't need them for a little bit. Let's close up the ink because I've been known to wear ink. I don't really want to wear ink. I got on a light colored shirt. Sophia said, wow, she did it. I did. Tell her thank you. When I was first doing this, I was hoping I could get it right and not have to fuss. Okay, now what I'm going to do is take my paper snips and I'm going to cut these two out. And I'm just going to go right above them. Get my hand out of the way there. Okay, there's one. We're going to cut the other one out real quick. And since we have one little scrap and that's all that's left of that paper, so that's why I use a 5 1/4 by 4 because this fits exactly across the side. And I know I only have a little bit and I can do both of them. So we've got both of them done. So now what I'm going to do is take my card. I'm going to take and glue one of these on there, and I'm going to glue the one that I think looks the best onto the front. Okay, so I'm just going to glue that like that, and hopefully my glue is still working from last night. Me and this glue is arguing. See? Little snot. So let's just poke it. I'll clean that later. And hopefully it'll work with one time. Let's see. There we go. I'm anxious to see how the green glue works in this after I use all of this, whatever, the glue that came with it. Okay, so we're going to turn that over. I'm going to make sure my fold is going the right way. Look at that, it was not. So I'm going to put this down. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to leave a little bit of the black. I'm going to cut this. Cut it right across to your score line. Okay, now I could take my scissors and cut all the way down, but I am not um, good at cutting a straight line here. So I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, cut my little straight line. I'm going to line that up right with the score line, the line where the blade will go. And I'm actually going to see if that was down far enough. Ah, there we go. So now we have the little fun fold part, okay? So now what I'm going to do is take one of these pieces because it just helps me see everything, and I'm going to put that right in my card. And I think I forgot to run my pink through my embossing folder, so I'm going to do that real quick. If you have a rough edge right there where you cut that, take your bone folder or me, a cut scraper, because I like them better, and just fold that down and there. So that way I can see the card better. Let me run this pink through the embossing folder just real quick. And I used the So Swirly embossing folder, which was really easy to use. And it's so big, you just pick out a spot where you want to put your embossing, your cardstock, and run it. My monitor's shaking. I'm sorry if that's what you see, because this is over here with that. Okay. So now what I can do is go ahead. I've got this done with the So Swirly. You can use any embossing folder that you like. It doesn't have to be what I use. What I always said in my classes, I won't put the Stampin' Fleece on you if you do something different than what I do. You know what? I was not going to stamp that in there. I got to cover that up. Dang. Did that for nothing. That was on my other part I did that, so I just covered it up. Okay, now what I'm going to do is show you how I cut these circles, the white ones. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this on the back first, and that's out of my way, and I won't lose it either. So, have you guys been stamping this week? I hope so. I didn't do a whole lot. I play on my computer too. Thank you guys for sharing it. Don't forget, I'm going to be giving away both of these cards. One to put the names in for the people that share, then everybody that comments. So, what I'm going to do is I have two 3.5 by 3.5 inch pieces. I'm going to bring in my mini embossed. And I mainly want you to see how I lay this out. So let's put our folders on here. And you know that I do the white one. And I do the number one. Number two, I put a little further back so it slides in this machine easier since it has issues. You know how that goes. That's barely going to fit in there. It'll work. It'll work. It'll work. Okay. I am using the Spotlight on Nature dies, which are these dies right here. So what I'm going to use, I called it the second largest one with the three little designs, which does this look like little leaves to me. You can see it. Let me lay it down here and you'll be able to see it better. So I'm going to lay that down. This is the one that was right next to it that's got like little dashes. This is what I cut the black out of, but I'm going to use it because I need to make my circle. Okay, so I'm going to lay that in there, hopefully kind of evenly to get my circles. Well, I also use this bigger one right here that's on the other one. Well, here it is, this bigger one here. Because this is how they come. I put these on here exactly how they come, and they both don't fit on one magnet. And I took two off of the one that has the um, like embossed circle. So I'm going to lay that down. Now, I don't really care if that one's as even as this one, but I do want them, and I'm coming up, you might get an echo again because I'm standing up to see what I have here. I have stuff sticking to my fingers, that's what I have. This one knocks this one crazy. So I'm just going to leave it like that. That's good. I'm going to take a piece of washi tape. I thought that was the end of it. I hate when I can't find the end. Nope. Got to be an end somewhere. Well, you would have thought that I could find an end to the washi tape. Right there, maybe. Oh, this washi tape ain't getting the best of me. Just going to put that down like that. Now, when I put this one in, remember I'm going to go back up to line it with the white one. I'm going to push this through. It wants to be tight. But that's okay. Tighter the better. Let's go back through because I want that to, I'm hoping I can get all the dots out or that they came out. So now let's take some off. Take this off real easily because I'm going to use that piece in the middle. And good way too because that just kind of made a little noise like it took some of the cardstock. So here's what I have. And it did not cut through. It cuts through on the big machine. Oh my goodness. Well, I know I can't line that one up, but that's not what I care about. Let's see if I can line this one up. See if I can cut them, maybe. Let's get these off. There's one. Here we go. We got it going. Then I'll get the holes out of them because I cut two and I took the bad one out already. And then let's get this one started. There we go. We're going to get it. If you have a big machine, cut it on when I didn't have this with doing it on the big one last night, but I want to show you how to line those up. I may have to go cut another one of these too. Just let me do that real quick. And I'm sorry that I have to do that. I want to do that in the video, but this is not letting me get that apart. So I will just cut two more because I need two for the handle. And that's why I'm doing two. So let's see what we can do here. Let's do that real quick. Sorry, girls. This is usually what I do. But when you do a card like that, sometimes you have to. I'm going to cut these one at a time. Just to be sure, I have to fight with it. That's the best way to do it. So let me do the other one. The bad thing about doing them separately is making sure that the center one's lined up. But we'll work with it. That's why I cut all these before. I don't like to take the time away from you guys being able to get on with your day. Okay, we have two of those. And I'm going to take this little guy right here and see if I can get the inside. No, he's not going to work. We're going to use the other one. Okay. So you have two of these white discs that you can save for whatever you use them for. Okay, let's move this out of my way. You even have something like this you can use. And then you'll have two of these. So let's save our mess. That's all we needed that for, was to make a mess and it not work. Oh, yeah. No problem there. Let's get on with our day. This one still has little hole things in it, so I'm going to poke those out. No. I don't know if this one would line up with it. It doesn't have any holes. Let me see. It does. We're gonna use that. Heck with all this other stuff, you know? Move the dies out of our way. We're ready to move on. Okay, what I'm gonna do with these is you stack them together to where you're gonna be able to kind of match the holes. They might not match up exactly, but in the big scheme of things, it's gonna be okay. What I'm gonna do, this looks pretty good because I look at it, make sure everything looks kind of good. Then I see, I think I'm gonna use the bottom. It's a little bit narrower, and I'm gonna add a couple dots of blue as I get the blue olive off. You know, he was saying that they thought they heard if you use other glues in these bottles, it's not. Some people use their green glue in them afterwards, and they work okay. So we shall see. Now I'm going to try to line these up again. And you notice I only put like 3 or 4 dots down here. That's all I wanted, 3 or 4 dots. Well, no, I didn't. I really wanted them all the way around. Just kidding. To glue them together. I'm just putting dots here and there. Doesn't have to be exact. We're going to lay that down. And press. And that's going to glue that together. That's what we wanted. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stick this here to see about where I want it. I'm going to stick my black one in there. It fits perfect. And then I'm going to stick my white one. I'm going to move this to where I think I want it. I'm going to make sure of which side, and I do think I'm going to put this side up because it matched a little better. So I think that's going to go up. I have to put another couple blue dots. Okay. So I think that's going to go right there. We're going to kind of even it up on the sides here. Want it up high. So what I'm going to do, since that's where I want that, I'm going to open it up. And here's where I'm going to put a few dots of blue on the bottom. Can you all see? Just maybe 3 or 4. I'm going to close this card. And this side is higher than this side, and that's how the card's made, so don't worry about that. I'm going to open our card, and then I'm going to take a piece of Scotch tape, and I'm going to put over this, and that's just going to help hold it down, okay? Don't need much. I'm going to take this, and if you notice, it does not match up. This side is higher because that's how the stamp's made. So I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to follow the line. When I get over here, I'm going to just blend it in. Let's see how that looks. And that takes that higher edge off of there. And I can put my flowers right over that. Hi, Maria. I'm glad you made it from Puerto Rico. You're very loyal about doing that. I appreciate. So there we go with that. That's down, and I've left the heel a little bit higher on this side because that's how it is on the front, and that hides this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that back. I'm going to take my black circle, Make sure I got it to where the right side will be up. I'm gonna add some glue into the center here. We are about done, about done. I'm gonna slide that in, glue that down really good, and that's gonna be inside of our card, okay? So now I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna go right here, and I'm gonna get my stamps. I'm gonna get my little 2 flower stamps out, and I'm going to get I had a piece of scrap paper. Lord knows where it went. So we'll bring this little piece in, and I'll use it for scrap. This is about how much I took off of that top of that inside piece. You don't have to cut a lot of it off to fit the inside. Just wanted to make sure you knew that. So let's first take the black. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink it up really good, but I'm going to stamp on this. I want it to be inked pretty even. I'm going to stamp it right there and then come to the center. I'm going to stamp it just straight up. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to stamp over it, so I want it lighter than what my stamped image will be. I'm going to leave that open. I'm going to use that again. I'm going to stamp these flowers real quick. So I'm going to just ink those up really quick. I'm going to stamp off. And these are going to be really light, but that's what I want. And then I'm going to stamp them. You can barely see them, but it gives a little hint of pink. Um, if you can see that, can you see just a hint of pink in there? So now we're going to stamp our saying, which is, hope your day is a happy one, because then you can put anything on the inside or the back actually on this one. So now I'm going to take this and just stamp. Hold that down. I want that black ink to soak in there. And it says, hope your day is a happy one. So that way we can use any stamp we want on the back or inside, wherever. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on here, and I use the black ones since we're going onto that black paper, the black cardstock. So I just use, I have a hard time getting these off. So let's take these, and I am going, and I put this up a little bit higher. That probably needs to be. I don't actually match that circle, but in the scheme of things, it looks great. This stamp set, I am telling you, it is like one of those little lost, I don't know, something that just gets lost in the um, midst of things because the picture doesn't do it any justice. So I'm just going to add 2 little pretty and pink resin dots. Okay, there we go. That is our card. Let's move everything out of the way. There's the front. How you see it. When you open it, this is what you see. And then your back, you can write on. Um, Carmen, I love pink and black cards too. They are just so pretty. And that's done with the pretty and pink. Now the other samples, let me pull them back in, is this one that I basically used all the stamp set but the little bird. And that is done with Coastal Cabana, Berry Burst, and Balmy Blue for my clown. And then I did black with white embossing here to kind of make it that pop, even though I didn't pop it up, I wanted it flat, I added some of the birds and dragonflies here, and then in here, I stamped the flower. And then I have the other one, and let me tell you what I did. I did the same thing I did on these. I stamped 2 images, one right, one the other way. I took a 2-inch punch, and I punched the flowers, 1 out of each one of these, 1 out of that one out of between that one. And when I cut the patch part off, this is what I have left. Uh, so I could take my snips and just go around this, and I could have, but I didn't on the inside of this card because I didn't think about it, but I could have taken these pieces, and instead of put that there, I could have done something like this on the inside. So you wouldn't waste anything really but this little strip again on a 5 1/4 by 4-inch sheet of paper with this stamp set. And I point that out because, like me, I have cut out a ton of white 5 1/4 by 4-inch, and I have them in a little box thing. And that way I just go over there and I pulled, like today, I pulled 3 of them for this card, and it's fast for me to do that. I also have black, white, and other cardstock cut into card pieces in a container. And I just pulled that black card, I pulled those white pieces, and then I just had to cut these and then do my stamp. It made it so, so easy. So this is actually on page 85 in the catalog. If anybody wants to look at it later, I'll show you now again because I had people come on. It doesn't look like anything in the catalog. This is the stamp set. The stamp set is $24. It does not have dies or anything with it. My sound is bad again. It's because I'm too close to my phone, and I don't know how to get my phone to turn off. I don't know how to get my phone to turn off the sound completely. I turned it down. I got it on silent. Still gives me this little voice, I should say, if nothing else. But anyway, if you shared my video and you put share it in the comments, your name will go for a drawing for the card that I made yesterday. For everybody that has commented, theirs will go in for the card I made today. So I will be sending out both cards, and if I was on the other side of this board, I would really want to win one of those because I love that card. Now I gotta make me another one because that so that's what I'm gonna be doing later on this afternoon, maybe, is make me a card. But right now we're gonna make my one work table into a table for me to stand at. I'll have a desk where I can sit, and then I'll have a table that will be at the height I need. We're gonna put it on risers because that's how I have my Stampin' Pen Boss machine and stuff is set up. It's on the table on risers, and it's real easy to work with. And we're gonna make me a work table where I can stand to get the stool in case I wanna sit at it. So I'm gonna change things just a little bit around and, bring my computer back over onto my regular desk. So I'm glad you guys like these cards. I mean, I am so in love with this stamp set. I'm going to do more with it. Stamping these flowers are fun. There's not any dies for this stamp, Maria. Um, this is called Fields and Bloom, and it has no dies. It's a standalone stamp set. It's $24. I don't know what it is in Puerto Rico. On the South Pacific region, I don't know what their prices are, but it is a standalone stamp set in our book. Now the dies here, the Spotlight on Nature dies are on back order right now. But let me the Lily Pond Lane, the ducks that I used, it said they wouldn't be until the 24th. As of last night, As of last night, Lily Pond Lane was in. The gems and the bundle were in. Right, Maria, I got to thinking you are talking about the dice here, which is Spotlight on Nature, and they are order, but you could use other circles too if you wanted to. If you had a lot of different circle dice, you could you could make that up, or you can wait on Spotlight on Nature. I just happened to get it right before it went um, unavailable because it's on back order. But anyway, there is quite a few things that have come in. If you check some of your inventory, what you wanted, just put your numbers in and see if it pops up. Because I know the wildly flowering papers back in, the dot for um, the little dots for the Lily Pond Lane is in, the Lily Pond bundle of the stamp set and dies are in inventory already again, but they're in. But I ordered a set last night for my class to go that somebody had wanted the set and the papers in. So I think you can get this whole thing in and out now. So anyway, that's all I'm gonna say, girls. I took you longer than I usually do, but I thought this card was worth it because it's just a really cute card. And that way, if you don't have it, you might want to order it and play with it because it is really fun and it's really easy. It's not a stamp set that you got to spend a lot of time with. It does all the work. We say DSP does all the work. The stamp set does all the work. You don't have to have a lot to it. You can just stamp all the images, be on your merry way with it. So anyway, you guys do that. Don't forget you can order at my online store too. I would appreciate that if anybody order for a demonstrator to order for me or join my team. I would really, really like that. So, but thank you guys for sharing. Thank you guys for watching. We will be on again, and I will talk all later.